every black American alive. I present to you Miss Clara Luper on the Clara Luper Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a happy good evening to you wherever you are. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show, and today's show is being brought to you by Rainbow, and Rainbow is good bread. Tonight is a night that Alan Washington has told you about. It's a big night of a talent show, and here he is, Alan Washington, to tell you all about the show tonight. Alan, tell me about the show tonight.
The Talent Explosion 89 will be known as the Metro Fair Auditorium beginning approximately 7 o'clock p.m. at the Metro Fair Auditorium, as I say. And we have 14 different acts. We have soloists, instrumentalists, and a bunch of other acts that will come through for the $100 first prize. The first prize is over.
Oh, so you're actually giving away $100.
Oh, yes. The 2 minutes will be $100 act.
Okay, could you tell me who some of the, I don't know what to call them, professionals that will be on tonight? Could you tell me who some of them are?
The acts of this group called Parade, which is playing a very, very good. We have Mason, who is a soloist, who is a soloist. Michelle Dickerson will be reading a monologue. We also will present the NAACP Youth Council members in a talent presentation. So it's going to be very, very exciting. And the tickets are only $3, which may be purchased at the
I didn't understand you. The tickets can be
purchased at the door for only $3.
All right, now that's tonight, and it's called a Talent Explosion.
That's correct.
That was started by Ben Tipton some years ago, and it was really outstanding. And I want to compliment you for what you have done.
Well, thank you so much, and I thank all the people in the community who have given us their assistance.
Well, thank you so very kindly.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. Today's program will be dedicated to a young lady who has directed a choir at St. John's CME Church in Spencer, Oklahoma for the past 30 years. Tomorrow we are going to designate as Joyce Henderson's Day. Many of you know Joyce Henderson as an educator, a teacher, a principal, but tomorrow she will be Joyce Henderson, the director of the choir at the St. John's CME Church in Spencer, Oklahoma. Now, what will they do for Joyce after 30 years? I'm really excited about it, and certainly I will be there at 3 o'clock because I want to hear Joyce play that last song. Will she really retire from directing a choir? Joyce said to me last night, Mrs. Luper, for 30 years I've directed a choir, and now tomorrow I'm saying goodbye. Congratulations, and certainly congratulations to all of the people at the St. John's CME Church, and I would like to thank you in advance for what you're going to do for Joyce. She's a well-known musician. Her name is Sandra D. Thompson, who is now a part of Central State University's music department. She's well-known. She is a music educator. She is now the new faculty member at Central State University. Many of you will remember her because she headed the core music activities at Millwood High School. She directed the core music group in the Putnam City Schools. And then she worked in Edmond, Enid, and Fort Townsend school systems as a qualified musical educator. She's a daughter of Mary Thompson and graduated from Ponca City Public Schools and received her bachelor's degree from Oklahoma City University. Her graduate schools include OCU, Penn State University, and Central State University, where she received her master's degree. The versatile Mrs. Thompson's credits also include several summers with the Lyric Theater Productions, a core conductor and pianist for Oklahoma Show Choir, which toured Europe each summer for 7 consecutive years. She is currently the pianist for the Evangelistic Baptist Church of Christ. She was listed as an outstanding young woman of America in 1988 and 89. Very active in the American Choral Directors Association, the Oklahoma Music Association, the Baton and Keyboard Club, the Ambassador Concert Choir, and the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. But tomorrow at 3:30 in the sanctuary at St. John's Baptist Church, she will be she will be the director of the presentation of Handel's Messiah. Mr. Leroy Hicks has passed the baton to the very capable hands of Miss Sandra D. Thompson, who tomorrow will be directing both orchestra and chorus. I would like to make sure that you know tomorrow Brenda Stewart Johnson, a great soprano, will be singing. Bonita Franklin, contralto, Leonardo DuBose, bass, and Leroy Robertson, music department from Langston University, and he's that tenor that everybody is talking about. Gail Miles Harrison will be at the piano tomorrow, Kenneth Kilgore at the organ, and June McKinney will be the accompanist for the soloist. Margaret Ross is president of the club. Now that's tomorrow at the St. John's Baptist Church at 3:30 p.m. on December the 17th, 1989. Congratulations are in order for all of you that are preparing for Christmas, and we need not go to Ski Island to look at beautiful Christmas decorations. I would like to compliment all of you on the east side because your decoration is just beautiful. You are so sweet and you've been so kind to me. I have something to give you today. I tell you what I'm going to do. At 2:30, I'm going to give you some sugar, some light brown sugar. Any of you that need some sugar, I'm going to give you a number. I want you to call me at 478-2103. I'm the only radio program in the United States that's giving away brown sugar. Now, you whites out there wondering why I didn't want to give away white sugar. Well, I'll tell you, because I am brown today. Now, some of you whites describe me as black. Well, I am black, but I'm giving away brown sugar. And I will not discriminate. I will give you some brown sugar, but it's light brown sugar. And as we talk about light brownness, we remember that when the blacks came to America, they were all black. They came from the west coast of Africa, mainly Gandhi. Yes, they came, but by some miraculous deed, I don't know what it was, but they changed colors. And the blacks became light-skinned blacks, and the light-skinned blacks became brown-skinned blacks. Let me see if I can biologically analyze that for you. What happened? Some way a white sperm got hemmed into a black egg, and they came out with a light brown-skinned black. And then the light brown-skinned black fell in love with the black, and they came in with a different kind of black. Then the black fell in love with the brown black, and then, today Clara Luper is giving away light brown sugar. The telephone number is 478-2103. Now, you whites out there can explain that to your children. Today's program is being made possible by Ross Funeral Home. And on this day, Ross says that he would like to extend warm holiday season greetings to all of you. Temple and Son says, I wish for each one of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. McKay Davis, thank you for being a part of the growth of our funeral home. And we extend to you our sincere thanks and holiday greetings. Soloway Auto Company is ready to serve you, and they have served you for years and they want to continue, but today they would only like to say to you, Happy Holiday Season. I know you're going to have a big holiday, but Gates Barbershop says that he wants you to look right on your birthday. So go to Gates Barbershop, located at 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Sometimes when we think of nurseries, we do not realize what kind of nurseries we have in Oklahoma City. Ruby and Jill's nursery is located at 908 Northeast 30th Street, and she is preparing for a big Christmas party. That's Ruby and Jill's, 908 in Northeast 30th Street. The telephone number is 424-4445. Holiday greetings from Mr. Carl Carbon, your real estate dealer. If you are in need of a home, and Carl Carbon has some bargains now, call 427-8311 here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You can do more and get your hair fixed when you go to the Petite Salon, located at 1917 Northeast 24th Street. You can do some shopping. She has a little shopping center all in her salon. I want you to go by the Petite Salon, 1917 Northeast 24th Street in Oklahoma City, and Mrs. Marie Weekly extends holiday greetings to all of you. The Cashland Check Cashing Company is located on Northeast 23rd and Martin Luther King Avenue. Now, what they going to do for you if you need some money? They say that time is money. So if you are looking for a quick, easy way to cash a check, stop by Cashland Check Cashing in Northeast 23rd and Martin Luther King. All you have to do is just go in and get that check cashed. Now you make sure that's your check. Don't go in trying to cash someone else's check. They sell money orders. You can get photo IDs. Plus, you can get cash advances on your Visa and your MasterCard. If you are sending money in a hurry, you may use our services because they have a Western Union station right there at 23rd Northeast 23rd and Martin Luther King. Make sure you get your money there in minutes and you can wire your money. Say that you can wire your money, and when money is needed somewhere else, you can send it. If it has to get there fast, look for Western Union at Cashland Check Cashing, corner of Northeast 23rd and Martin Luther King Avenue here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Lady, I know you awfully happy this week. We went out to Soldier Creek School, and I want you to share what you remember about that big trip out to Soldier Creek School.
Mrs. Luper, there were so many interesting things going on out there. They did have a wonderful Christmas program, and the participants were large in number. The choir, I believe I could count at least 50 or 60 members in the choir, and then their cast ranged from 10 to 15 members in the cast of the play that they had on Christmas. And it was well presented and was well attended, and the students were very, very orderly in the assembly. And then they had something special. You want me to tell?
Oh, yes, be sure and tell the audience what was so special.
They had a special number, and this was great entertainment. And this was a young man who was just back from California, who is going to appear very soon, and you need to keep listening to the radio so that you can find out when this young man is going to appear.
Let me tell you, he will be on Star Search starting February the 23rd, 1990, and will be on for the next few weeks. He has already taped the show. He has already won $20,000, and incidentally, you're 11 years older than 12 years old. He's 12 years old.
Let me give you his name. His name is Chris Eason. And boy, the auditorium, you would have thought it was going to explode from the applause that he received after he came onto the stage and gave his rendition. If you have not been there, oh, you have really missed a treat. But I'm so happy that I was there to hear Chris Easton sing, and the students were overjoyed and they were elated. So were the faculty members. So he got so many hugs and thank yous, and the press was out there and they snapped pictures because it was just unbelievable that a young man that's just 12 years old could do such great, great things. And what was so good about it, it was competition. He had to compete. And one lady asked that when you went to California, how many days or how many times did he have a chance? She said he did not have a chance for rehearsal. It was just one time and you were on. So therefore, we know he did not have to practice after going out there to Hollywood to get into the competition to win first place. So we have someone here in Oklahoma City now, that's going to appear on Star Search. And Oklahoma City should be real, real proud that we do have someone. And in February, I know you're going to really be there on the TV looking and waiting for Chris Eason to appear on Star Search. Now, you haven't been looking at Star Search. Start looking at it because we have some wonderful, wonderful talents on there. And Chris Eason is going to be one of those talented persons. And that's one of the things. And Mrs. Luper, I must tell you something about the educational system. I visited all through the school there, and when I walked into the media center or into the library,
we're talking about Soldiers Creek School. Yes.
Soldiers Creek School, and they said they had 20.
No, it was 30. They had
30 some odd. Don't tell me 30 some.
They had 30 computers. That's what Mr. Gamble, the principal, told me and showed me.
30 computers for their school. So I said, boy, they really must have a rich district. So I said to the librarian, how did you get all of these computers? She said, we did. This is results of our sales. We sold candy and we wanted the children to get the benefit of it. So we invested it in something that each child, because we think every child beginning in, she said, as far low as the first grade, 1 through 12 should be exposed to computers. And she said, this is one thing that we are doing here at this school, seeing that all children are exposed and to use and be knowledgeable of our computers. And this is the way they spent their money. And then I just wonder about...
And now I want to ask you a question. You're a part of the Equity Committee for the Oklahoma City Board of Education. You were appointed. You served. And I want to ask you, how many computers do we have in our schools, in Oklahoma City school system?
Well, now for the Oklahoma City school system, I do not know, but now because that was just in
Okay,
that
let's just take one
school
school.
system.
Let's just take one school.
Now,
You've been
Luper,
going around to schools. How many computers do you have in Oklahoma City school system? I know
Well,
they
now-
sell candy in the school system.
Now I have been to one school.
Okay,
that-
how
that
many
is
computers?
and I'm going to. I do not remember the count. I did count them when I was there, and they had something like maybe I'm going to say approximately between 5 and 10.
I'll tell you what I want you to do,
computers.
Miss Member of the Equity
But
Committee.
I did discuss with another school
Okay,
who
discuss.
had computers,
Okay.
and those computers were moved out of that school. And I asked the principal, are they going to bring those computers and put them back in this school? And the last time I was there, they did not bring the computers back. They said they were still in storage for repair.
I'm not
And
going to
on last
touch the
year they
Oklahoma City
used-
school system because I understand that there's a grand jury investigation. And what I understand, it was so hot until one of the lawyers of the Oklahoma City school system resigned the day before he was to represent a client.
Well, I read that in the paper, so I don't know.
And I also-
read that in the paper.
I also read in the paper that your committee's duties have changed. You're supposed to go around and get somebody to adopt schools. I would like to adopt a school, but it sure would not be for educational purpose. I think it's a shame with all of the schools that are closed that we have people sleeping on the streets in this cold weather. It seems to me that we could open the schools that are closed and heat those schools and allow those people to come in and sleep. Well, I want to know one thing. I've been covering a story that's too hot to handle. I mean, it's been so hot, people have called me from everywhere about that Tinkerfield Credit Union. Don't call me. Call out there and ask Mrs. Moore about that credit union. Because last week I told you just about all I know. And what I do know, I told you, and I didn't base it on hearsay. I went out there and read it for myself. Now, I've received so many calls from you, and I did not name one of the 3 Tinker Credit Union board members that voted to keep Mr. Hellberg. Now, that Mr. Hellberg had broken the code of ethics, and now they had to vote to decide whether to keep him or to kick him out or to accept his resignation. Now, let me go over these names again. Mr. Williams, Mr. Umber, and Mr. Kluge. Now, those are the 3 names that voted that it was wrong to break the code of, it was right to break the code of ethics policy. Now, I would like for you to come out here and tell me, Mr. Hedberg, and all of you that's talking about Clara Luper, one thing about it. You can say one thing, I read the minutes. I didn't go out there and vote to keep anybody that had broken the law. But it's Christmas now. And as the Christmas season comes with this message, I have a very special Christmas program for you today. And I know those of you in Wewoka, Oklahoma are listening. And I would just like to thank you, Mrs. Richmond, and others for your letters. You don't know how much it means to go home and receive a letter that those of you in Wewoka are listening. And I would like to salute the club in Dale, Oklahoma that are waiting today for my Christmas special. And for all of my friends down in Holdenville, I have prepared the best for you. I have the best. And after this Christmas message today, I know you will be ready for the Christmas season. At Christmas time, our thoughts go to the Savior that was born. And at 2:30 exactly, I will present to you one of the greatest programs in all times. I call it Clara Luper's Christmas Special. I've invited a young man to be my very distinguished guest today. I invited this young man because some of you fool me. You tell me you go to church, and when I know anything, you're at church's kitchen and has not been inside of church. But today I have you. I have you in your automobiles, and I have you in your offices and in your home. And I want you to listen to the message of Christmas. The young man that's going to speak to you today is a man from Star Spencer High School. And you've heard so much about Star Spencer High School. You've heard about Star Spencer in sports. But let me tell you, today I'm going to give you a young man who graduated from Star Spencer High School and who is out working for the great God of the universe. We will be with you with music and a sermon at 2:30. So call a friend. We have a few minutes left. And tell your friend that this is it. It's Christmas. Christmas is a time to remember. To remember the Christmases that used to be. Oh, you are talking about some Christmases, and I remember some of my Christmases, Letty. I remember the Christmas when my mother and father both were living the excitement of Christmas, the excitement of a Christmas tree. And we were never poor in terms of love, and we were not poor in terms of nothing because we had plenty of nothing. But we were rich because Mom and Daddy were preparing for Christmas. And Mama would always start cooking, and she would cook and all kinds of cakes, pies. It was Christmas time. And my dad would walk around and stick out his chest. Well, I'm going to have the best Christmas of all. And I always tell this story because one time we were not able to buy a Christmas tree. My dad was not able. But he would not dare stand in front of his 3 children and say, I'm not able to buy a Christmas tree. But he went out and he cut an old oak tree and brought it in and said to us, this year we are not going to have a Christmas tree. We are going to, not a green one, we are going to have an oak one because we are strong people. All
That
the
is
years have rolled on since then.
That's
But
true.
it's Christmas lit at my house.
That's true, Mrs. Luper. And when I visit your home and I walk into the living room, what do I see in your living room?
You see a Christmas tree.
What do I see in the dining room?
In every room in my house, you'll see a Christmas tree. But down the hall is the most beautiful tree of all.
I was going to say, what do I see at the end of the hall?
You see an oak tree. An oak tree just like my dad once had. And this evening when I leave here, I'm going home and decorate my oak tree. I started putting up my Christmas trees after Thanksgiving, but I will decorate them. And for those of us that do not have parents to go home to, for those of us that have an emptiness, I cannot describe the emptiness when you don't have a mom and daddy on Christmas. I can't describe it to you because I used to go to people and say, oh, I'm so sorry. But I really didn't understand. I did not understand it until God came and took my mother and father. And although we are planning a big Christmas, there's a big vacancy. There's a big, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like walking somewhere and then you look and there's a big emptiness because my mother and dad now are in heaven. But we've got to carry on. Here's Shelley with the sports. Shelley, hello? Hello? I'm going to get Shelley. I will get Shelley and she will be here with the sports. Shelley and the sports. This program today is being made possible by Mr. V's Grocery, located at 50 and Martin Luther King Avenue here in Oklahoma City. You can go into Mr. V's and you can pick up the kind of food you want, and you can also eat because they have some real food there. They have some food at Mr. V's that are out of sight. That's located at 50th and Martin Luther King Avenue. Now, when you go there, be sure and tell them you heard it on the Clara Luper radio show. They have chitlins, they have everything that will make your holiday very special. Yes, it's Christmas time in Oklahoma City. And now we turn to Shelley for our sports. Shelley.
In high school girls basketball, Dale City defeated John Marshall 63-41, Southeast over U.S. Grant 41-26, Millwood over Northeast 45-31, and Western Heights defeated Capitol Hill 57-27. In boys basketball, Douglas defeated John Marshall 59-52, Star Spencer over Northwest 80-66, Capitol Hill over Western Heights 55-47, and Millwood over Northeast in a very close game 57-55. And that's brought to you by Merlin Hildreth. Merlin sells home insurance, life insurance, and car insurance, and you can now reach Merlin at a new number, 755-7252.
Thank you, Shelley, and I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas. Do you have your Christmas tree up?
Yes, I do.
What color Christmas tree did you select this year?
It's white with red and gold decorations.
Okay, then. Well, thank you so very kindly, and do have a happy Christmas.
You too.
Okay, then. Thank you. Bye-bye. It's time now to talk about Bright's Cleaners, located on Martin Luther King and 50th Avenue. If you are thinking about cleaning your clothes, go to Bright's Cleaners, 4905 North Martin Luther King Avenue here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You can put them in the morning and you get them out in the evening. That's all at the Bright's Cleaners, 4905 North Martin Luther King Avenue here in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The Amigos Club will be having their annual Christmas party tonight at 7 o'clock. You are expected to be there, and it's going to be a great party. That's at 1111 North. Mrs. Sylvia Bennett is there waiting for you. She will deliver flowers for you anywhere in the United States. They are a full-line florist, and if you are looking for flowers for weddings, anniversary, birthdays, remember Exotic Plants and Flowers located at 3671 North Everett Street. Everybody is somebody, and every day is sweetheart specials. You can also pick up your tropical fish. Circle J's Mini Market and Ice Cream Store located 1600 North Martin Luther King Avenue. Here you will be able to get your sundaes, your malts and shakes, your hot and cold sandwiches, all at Circle J's Mini Market and Ice Cream Store. Mr. Blaine of Blaine's Heating and Air Conditioning, located at 1432 Northeast 23rd Street, would like to extend holiday greetings to all of you wherever you are. Yes, it's Christmas time. And Cornelius, I would like to ask you something before I hear my last song. You are a member of, I'd like to hear you, people say it, you say it with so much love in your heart. Of what church are you a member of?
I'm from the Loving St. James Baptist Church.
What position do you hold with the men's chorus?
I am president of the men's chorus of St. James.
How long
Baptist
have you
Church.
been president?
About 20 years.
About 20 years, and it seems like yesterday. Cornelius, would you tell my radio audience the voices that they've heard today have come from what members of your church?
We have Brother John Armour, Brother John Dixon, Brother Kevin Edwards, Brother Carl Jones, Brother Eddie White, and Brother Kevin Cummins.
How can I say thank you on behalf of Marilyn Hildred that has made this portion of the program possible? But you cannot dare leave until you recognize my beautiful student.
Well, we have on our organ is Sister Gloria Ward, and then we have on our guitar Brother Billy Armour.
How can I say thank you to all of you? I don't know how to say thank you. But I can say what we all can do. Go tell it on the mountaintop. I hope that you have enjoyed the show today. And singing, who's going to lead that for us today? Cornelius? Who's going to lead it? Who is going to lead it, Cornelius? What? Am I right on what you're going to sing?
Everybody ought to praise his name.
Oh, I'm sorry. Everybody ought to praise his name.
Oh, I woke up early this morning. My heart was beating right.